Hello, 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 Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, guys, and this is TransurfingTV. And today on TransurfingTV, one of quite possibly the most powerful concepts in the reality transurfing modality that helps you to get more of what it is that you want. I know I kind of probably say that about a lot of the concepts because it's true. I mean, we need these things in order to get what it is that we intend to have in our realities. What I like to say is this: view reality transurfing and the concepts. So if you're following this series, if you've watched the prior concepts, and let's say you don't necessarily have like 100% understanding of reality transurfing, or if you are new to this modality and this is the first time you've experienced a reality transurfing video, view it like this. Reality transurfing, the concepts, imagine they're all puzzle pieces and you are building the puzzle. Now, when you build a puzzle, there's no like systematic way that you just build the puzzle out, right? You take one piece and you lay it down and you see it, you understand what connects to this puzzle piece, and then the other concepts are the other puzzle pieces. So once you start to truly understand just one singular concept, then you understand how the other concepts sort of plug in. And as you move through your education of reality transurfing, you formulate your puzzle. You put your puzzle together. Now, when your puzzle's built out, this is an entirely new worldview. This is a new worldview. This is a new way in which you operate. You've got a new life, a new layer of reality, new goals, doors presenting themselves to you. You have new sensations that you've never felt before as a human being, heart and mind coordination, and being able to understand outer intention, what it is, and when it presents something to you in your external environment. And also concepts like this, the mirror world, one of the fundamentals of reality transurfing, where if you don't get this one, if this one eludes you, then it's kind of like you're building your puzzle out and you get stuck and you can't really figure out how to build the thing. The mirror world is a true key to a healthy and thriving reality creation process, and directly connected to your manifestation practice or your manifestation desires, what it is you want to have in your reality. This is kind of where it's at. And all the other concepts help us to shoot out an image towards our mirror, our reality, that helps us to bring back what it is we want, what we want to manifest, what we intend to have. So I'm going to break it all down for you guys in a moment. Before I do, remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel and comment below. And again, join the series. We have 5 or 6 previous lessons. Move through them. We will number them. So you just move right through them. I'm trying to make them a little shorter so you can just blast right through. And this is Transurfing, Reality Transurfing 101, specifically for manifestation. So go back and take a look, and then obviously subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can have an alert go on when there's a new one. Join us on the Facebook group for support, a great place to connect with other transurfers and talk about concepts such as these. Link is below. Reality 2.0 and Tufty 2.0 on Teachable, links below. And Instagram, fun stuff there, reality_transurfing. Okay, enough of that business. All right, so the mirror world. The mirror world, again, as I suggested in just the lesson 2 days ago, goals and doors and heart and mind, actually. The mirror world is kind of like, it's the big one. It is the fact of this modality that, like, what we present to our world, thoughts, actions, frequency, everything about who we are and what we embody, and our sensations, our vibrations, our quality of thinking, everything simply gets reflected back to us by our reality, the world mirror. So when Vadim Zeland initially says in Reality Transurfing steps 1 through 5, you always get what you choose. This is exactly why. Because our world, our reality, is simply reflecting back to us a mirror image of our thoughts, actions, and frequency. So, getting into it more specifically and how this pertains to manifestation, manifesting what you want. A lot of people are doing the wrong movements towards the mirror. So remember, if the world is a mirror and it's just reflecting back to us everything that we do and everything that we are, when we don't have what it is we want, it is because we are actually giving the mirror an image of taking. So a lot of people are in take mode. And I know this sounds a little bit polarizing, but I have definitely noticed, and this would be a great opportunity for you right now watching this video, to measure your levels of give and take. So what I've noticed in my layer of reality and with my reality transurfing worldview is that people typically, now I know this is kind of a gross generalization here, but they typically end up in two camps. There are the givers and there are the takers. So the takers are people that want, that desire, that claim the bigger portion of the pie for themselves, as Vadim Zeland says. These are the people that feel as though reality owes them something, or their world owes them something. These are people that, when doing some kind of deal or in some sort of transaction, want more for themselves. So what I've noticed, and again, I know this sounds a little bit harsh, but it is how I see it. The people that are really struggling in life, the people that are in my physical reality that I know that are struggling, they are in a constant state of take. Give me, I want, I need, and doing this grabbing motion towards reality. The people that I know that have an abundance of stuff, people like me that have the things that they want in life, understand the value of the give. Now, this especially pertains to entrepreneurs and people that are in business for themselves. You have absolutely zero chance of success being an entrepreneur and also being in the take mode, because this is kind of how this is how it works. When you fulfill a role and you put yourself in a position where you want something from your external environment, money, romance, a climb up the professional ladder, something tangible, something non-tangible, and you put yourself in that position to have that thing. If you're in the position to have it and the opportunity presents itself externally, yet you do the taking motion, this is poison for your mirror. And I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs fail because of their lack of ability to understand just this. Even with non-entrepreneurs. So whatever you do in your life for money, right? Whatever your profession is, whatever your way of making it in the world, if you don't have what it is you want, chances are you're doing the take thing. Because once you can truly dial in and tune in to that give, pushing towards your mirror in a way where instead of saying, I want, you're saying, here, take this. When you do that pushing action towards the mirror habitually, continually, repetitively, and this becomes your modus operandi, your world, your mirror has no other choice than to give in return. I know a lot of people are going to say that's bull, especially someone finding this video maybe for the first time, because we can also give in ways that are unhealthy, that end up with us being depleted and not having what it is we want as well. So it's a fine-tuned practice. It's learning how to give to your reality energetically with your actions, with your heart, with your ideas, with your time and your energy and all that stuff. Did I already say that one? But it's you learning how to give specifically in line with what it is you want to receive. So I am an exceptional entrepreneur because I understand this fact. I don't think I want to work for myself because I want to have freedom and I don't want to have a 9-to-5 and I want money. I think to myself, I'm an entrepreneur because I want to provide value to people. I want to provide something to someone that's meaningful to them, that they're going to enjoy and love or find benefit in or whatever. And that becomes my goal. That becomes what it is that I strive to do rather than to take the money from the people, right? I want to give. So in this giving motion and being like this consistently, I give my mirror, I send my mirror something so precious and so valuable. Again, it has no other choice than to give me in return. So the mirror world is also very responsive to your mentality, your quality of thinking, all the different patterns in which your thinking follows, what you choose to focus on in your external environment. Remember, when you focus on something, when something becomes your focal point in your reality, you highlight and light up that sector of reality where that sort of stuff exponentially increases in your layer. So thinking like this, switching your thinking over to where if you aren't getting what it is you want right now, if you don't have the reality that you want, if you don't have the material things that you want, if you don't have the meaning and the purpose and all the stuff, stopping yourself and really running an inventory, like reconciling what it is you're projecting and presenting to your mirror that is causing your mirror to shoot back more of the same. So this is exactly why poverty mentality exists. And I'm a survivor of extreme poverty mentality. And my recovery from this affliction was really about me coming to understand the mirror world. Not doing that, there's not enough. Everything's taken by everybody else. I'm not good enough. I don't have the abilities. I don't have the skills. I don't have the this, the that. Again, it's showing your mirror first, as I suggested in the previous video, goals and doors. Stopping yourself and really asking, am I waiting for my mirror to make the first move? Or am I willing to show my mirror that I am capable, that I do have the skills? I might not have all the skills, but I have something that I can show the mirror now, that it will reflect back to me in agreeance. Okay, yeah, I see you as that person. I see you can do that thing. I see you can have that thing. Let me show you more ways in which you can, tap into, more things in which you can tap into, that you can embody that version of you, sending even more of that image towards the mirror. So showing my mirror, I am capable. I am worthy. I can have it. I can do it. I can take action and not just sit and wait for inspiration, right? This is where transformation really happens, in your ability to make the first move. Because remember, when you make the first move, your mirror has no other choice but to respond, and it will respond to you back that it agrees with what it is you're doing and offer you more ways in which you can do it. Now, before I wrap this one up, I'll just stress one time for those of you that are entirely new to this concept, the mirror does not respond on your time frame. The mirror does not respond in a time frame. The mirror has a delayed response, and oftentimes we have no idea when that response is actually going to come in our direction. So making certain, and this is where heart and mind and goals and doors comes into place, because if you're not feeling good about what it is you're doing, you're going to be constantly looking towards your mirror and saying, when are you going to respond? When are you going to respond? When are you going to respond? When you're feeling good about what you're doing, you're not waiting for the response because you are immersed in the role. So immersing yourself in the role and feeling satisfied with that's enough, right? Me doing this right now, this is enough. This is all I need. I don't have to look to my mirror and say, when are you going to respond to me with the things that I want? Because what I've got right now is what I want. All the other stuff is the icing on the cake. So making certain that, one, you acknowledge that the mirror responds with a delay. You have to be satisfied to do your thing until the mirror does in fact respond. And also to not get caught staring at the mirror. Be comfortable doing all this stuff towards the mirror, but not staring at it, waiting for it to respond. So let me know your thoughts on this one, everyone. This is a big one. The next lesson, I believe, will do inner and outer intention. Huge in manifesting, right? Because things come to us much, much easier when we're able to access outer intention instead of the typical way, the law of attraction way, the inner intention way. So we will get into that more in the next lesson. Go back and take a look at the previous ones to catch up. And thank you so much for watching my video. Bye, guys.